Now, check this out, brothers. You can go to the USDA site. That's the United States Department of Agriculture. And when you get there, type in biometric right in the search. You can do this right now. Type in biometric and you're gonna get a list of results. And I'm gonna read like 2 articles from the results. Number 1 says, Introduction to Biometric Identification Technology, Capabilities and Applications to the Food Stamp Program. Executive Summary, in its continuing efforts to safeguard the integrity of the food stamp program. Then we go with the fear-mongering to safeguard security. Alright, which the security of the RFID chip is bullshit, easy as hell to hack. So that's BS right there. It says the U.S. Department of Agriculture's Food and Nutrition Service initiated the study of the use of biometric identification technologies in the FSP, which stands for Food Stamp Program for you niggas out there, as a method of reliability verifying the identity of applicants. Biometric identification has the potential to reduce the vulnerability of the food stamp program to duplicate participation, which has also been referred to as double dipping. Biometric identification technology provides automated methods to identify a person based on physical characteristics such as fingerprints, hand shape, and characteristics of the eyes and face, as well as behavioral characteristics. Now notice they didn't mention the RFID microchip, but the RFID microchip is considered as biometric technology. Now to prove that they're not going to use fingerprints, they're not going to use, what do they say, your hand shape, behavioral characteristics, they're not going to use any of that shit. We're in 2011, we're about to go into 2012. Lord willing, the Most High will take this place out then. But fingerprint scanning and all that other shit, that's old technology, man, that's long gone. Alright, the next step is a chip. And to prove that, they came out with, the passports use, or the old passports use fingerprints. The old driver's license use fingerprints. Most of the primary sources of identification have fingerprints or an eye scan or something that's unique to every single individual. Now what happened within the last year or two? They got rid of the passport and they made you to get a new one. If you go get a passport right now, you get a passport that has a chip inside of it. If you go get a license right now, you're gonna get a license that has a chip inside of it. So that shows you that this what they're talking about here, that's old news. They're trying to stay away from mentioning the RFID chip because they're trying not to make that link too obvious. But if you do a little bit more searching around, you're gonna find out that's exactly what they have planned. Now I'm gonna skip to another one of the articles in case there's somebody out there, a non-believer. And this is from the same website, the USDA, and it says the use of biometric identification technology to reduce fraud in the food stamp program. Final report. So the first one I read, it said that they were considering using biometrics, and this one it says, well, we're using it. This is final. We're using it. And it says basically the same thing that the other one said. All right. Now check this out. Here's another article here, and it reads. Now, by the way, those 2 articles I read from the USDA site, those were published this month, December. So man, they come in hardcore with this, man. 2012, they doing their thing. Now this says HDMA teams up with NACDS to examine RFID. Now HDMA stands for the Healthcare Distribution Management Association. NACDS stands for the National Association of Chain Drugstores. Oh, so guess what? What happens if you're sick and you need to go to CVS or you need to go to Walgreens to get a prescription. Oh, guess what? Now you're going to need a microchip implanted in you. Let's say you want to get healthcare. You want to get healthcare? Oh, guess what? You're going to have to get a microchip implanted in you. Oh, your kids need healthcare. Well, guess what? Your children are going to have RFID microchip implanted inside of them.
To think something so small can connect you to everything that matters.
When your life and all you love
are on the line.
HealthLink is always with you when every second counts in the emergency room, providing immediate access to your medical records.
Because Bob has trouble remembering all his medications.
Because I'm in love with my kids' kids.
Because my car lost control while driving.
Because now I'm looking out for both of us.
Because I have diabetes, but it doesn't have me.
Because I spend my life in the ER trying to save yours.
So even if you're not on welfare, guess what? You're going to be taking that chip. The scriptures do say whether both rich and poor are going to have to take the chip. Oh, and guess what? The medication they give you, now the medications have microchips in them. They're putting microchips inside of medication. And what happens when you swallow it, the microchip sits inside of your stomach. And how do they sell that? Oh, well, if your grandfather takes his chip, he'll never takes his drug with the chip inside of it, he'll never forget to take his prescription, because when it's time for him to take it, the chip will send a text message to his cell phone. So this man is a goddamn devil, man. Basically what they're trying to do, if you watch The Matrix, all this is coming together. They are just trying to fit your whole entire life, your whole identity, everything about you inside a little microchip, and basically make you part of the Matrix. You're now one with the Matrix. Everything in your life is wired through that chip inside of your body, and you're straight up plugged right into the Matrix, and there's no way out of it. That's why the Most High has gives such consequences. If you take the chip, you're going to be destroyed, because you have given your mind, body, and soul unto Satan. So that's it for this part, brothers. Look out for the next part, where I'm going to go into Lord's will, bring out some information on how they can actually use a chip to use people as robots, and they can actually control them, literally. Alright, so see you brothers next part, part 3. Shalom.